Regulating our nervous system is so important, especially now more than ever, because it just feels like there's so much chaos going on in the world. Whether that is something that we hear on the news or something in the economy, whether that's in the US, which it's very ghetto right now. It's very ghetto in America right now, or in the world in general. There's always something that needs our attention, always something that we in turn think about, and something that like can give us anxiety and stress us out, whether we are conscious of it or not. And so it's really important that we figure out ways to manage our anxiety, ways to manage those anxious feelings, and come back to center with ourselves. Now, of course, when you think about regulating your nervous system, you think about meditating and being at one and at peace. Like, yes, meditating is great. Meditating for 30 minutes, an hour, or doing these really big things isn't always feasible every day. Sometimes I'm gonna have to wake up and get straight to it because that's just the day that I have going on. And so ideally, yes, do I love to do the big things that help regulate my nervous system? Absolutely. But what about the small habits that stack up to those big things? What about the little things that you do per day? Those are the things that you can easily change in your life and adapt in your life that aren't big things that take so much of your time. Micro habits is the way to start when it comes to beginning your journey of understanding your emotions, understanding what makes you tick, what triggers you, and like I said, coming back to center with yourself, finding your home base. Micro habits are really just tiny behaviors and actions that are compounding and affecting you positively over time. And so for me, especially now, like I said, I've been so busy finding little ways to make my life easier, better, more peaceful is the way to go. So I made a list of a few things that I incorporate in my life that I think would be beneficial for you all to incorporate in your life as well. If you're looking at this from YouTube or from Spotify, this is my child Luno. He is almost 3. He's the joy of my life. But anyway, let's get back to the episode. Okay, so the first thing that I have on my list, which is honestly like a game changer for me as someone who felt always the need to rush around and who's been awkward my entire life and just felt like if I rushed, then I would disappear faster. Like people wouldn't be able to see me. Like, so I used to always rush in grocery stores and rush to do things, like put my head down and just rush. But the older I've gotten and the more I've learned to just like slow down, the more I felt just centered. And so I'm really gonna highly recommend, as number one, finding ways to slow down. Because I feel like the more you tell yourself, I'm running out of time, I don't have enough time for this, I don't have enough time for that, you're gonna run out of time because you're sitting here telling yourself, I don't have enough time. But if you slow down and you tell yourself, I do have enough time, it's gonna be okay. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? You will literally find that life just moves slower for you, and not like in a bad way, just in a, okay, I got all that done and I still have time left. What can I do now? So ways that I've found to slow down are when I shower and I'm doing my self-care routine. Slowing down, not feeling like I'm in a rush. I put on a robe trial and I just try to take my time. I'm naturally someone who doesn't like to be in the bathroom that long. Like, yes, getting ready is a whole different thing, but like the whole showering and shaving, like being a girl, and like then you got to put on all your skincare and then you got to put on your lotion, and it just be a lot. So this is something I really had to work on, just feeling like a lot more feminine in that way. So I recommend just taking time to slow down when you are doing your self-care routines. Another way that I found to also slow down is in traffic, because I don't know about what city y'all live in, but I live in Atlanta. And so if I don't leave within the right time, there's gonna be traffic. And there might be traffic that came out of nowhere that I didn't expect, that wasn't on my GPS when I originally looked at how long it was gonna take me to get from point A to point B. And there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do to control traffic. It is what it is. And so if I have a client appointment and I'm running late because I'm in traffic, I tell myself there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. There's not a complaint, not a maneuvering through cars like I'm on Fast and Furious that is gonna get me from point A to point B faster. So I might as well embrace this. So instead of complaining, I try to do something else. I put on a YouTube video, I put on a podcast episode, put on some music, child. I call a friend or a family member or somebody who is going to distract me from what's going on so that I don't think too deeply about it. Because again, it's outside of your control. And when it's outside of your control and you realize that, and you're that crazy person that's honking and flicking people off, like, cause you see those people, like, no shade if you do this, but I never saw the point in a car right behind me trying to get in front of me thinking they're gonna get there faster. Like, buddy, we have the same stoplights, we have the same red lights. Like, if not, you're just a looking idiot. Like, so there's no point. Just embrace it. And it's easier said than done, but the more you tell yourself, I have time. I have time. All of this happened for a reason. It's okay. The world is not gonna fall apart. Most people are understanding. Like, I have never had a client that's like, oh my gosh, she was 20 minutes late. Do I aim to be late? Absolutely not. Like, I like to be timely, but sometimes things happen. So no, is it a habit for me to be late? Absolutely not. But does it happen? Sure. And has the world fallen apart? No. And those are the things you need to remind yourself of. Because remember how I also said how you have those positive stacks of experiences? When I'm in moments like that, I remind myself, like, this has happened before, and what happened? Nothing. It was fine. So that's another way that I control my temper, but also remind myself that slowing down is okay. Another way you can do this is, like I said, at grocery stores or when you're walking somewhere. I'm a person that always walks with intention, but it doesn't mean I have to be a road runner and get there from, like, that's not what that means. So when I'm at the grocery store, I slow down. I walk slowly through the aisles. I look at my to-do list. I peruse, like, oh, maybe I do want this, or oh, I want this. I look at the ingredients and things. I take my time when I'm in the self-checkout. I don't care if there are 5 people waiting in line behind me, bro. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna slow down. Because not only is it teaching your nervous system to slow down, but other people look at you and they're like, wow, she's so feminine. Like, slowing down is such a feminine thing to do. To not feel rushed is so feminine. And so if I can find little ways to balance my masculine and feminine energy, I'm gonna do it. And that is a way. Not only does your nervous system feel it, but other people feel it too. And the energy that you exude, and if you exude this energy of a feminine who just loves herself, who nurtures herself, it's going to resonate with other people. And it helps me in my business. I'm an entrepreneur, so if I'm showing other people, like, wow, she's just this calm presence, they're gonna entrust me with helping them buy and sell their homes naturally because I exude that energy. So it all around just helps you. So I really recommend, for the first thing when it comes to your nervous system, is slowing down, reminding yourself you have time. You're not running out of time, you have plenty of time. Oh, I just thought of another way you can do this. At the airport. At the airport, you see all them people on the plane that as soon as the plane land, they up and ready to go. When the plane they ain't even connected the gate to the thing, the turn off, whatever it's called, to the walkway to get from the plane to the airport. They ain't even connect that. Everybody just standing up acting like they got, like, no. There's something you can do. So I sit my behind down and I remain seated until it's time for my section to get up and go. And if someone races in front of me, I don't make it a big deal. Maybe they had a layover. Maybe that's somewhere to be. If you got a layover, I understand. But again, there's still nothing you can do about it until it's your time to get off the plane. Find, in little ways in your life, find ways to slow down, because I'm sure you can think of at least 5 ways that you could have slowed down this week alone. So incorporate that next week and come back and tell me how it works. Because I promise, over time, again, these things are over time. They're micro habits over time. Over time, you'll feel the effects. I promise you, you will. Okay, number 2, and this is really small, but eating sour candy. So again, as someone who has dealt with anxiety their entire life, sometimes it's good to do things that, like, stop those thoughts dead in their track. And a lot of times other things work for me, but in some scenarios where I'm just like, go, eating a piece of sour candy just cuts it right out. I don't know what the brain mechanism is behind it. I looked it up one time and was like, oh wow, because I saw it on TikTok and a girl mentioned it. So I looked it up and I'm like, wow, it does trigger your brain in some way to relieve that stress and anxiety. So eat a sour piece of candy, like the most sour candy that you can find if your anxiety is high, and just see how it works for you. Literally, I did this last week and it really helped. So I will highly recommend that. Saffron has really helped me. And I know if you're on TikTok like me, then you're always seeing something new that works, that does this, that does that. Again, don't do everything, but I like to try things out and see if it does work for me. Saffron has helped me in like the littlest ways that I haven't even like realized. So I'll put saffron, I'll make saffron tea at night, because it has been known to help with anxiety and depression. So at night, just like with a little bit of honey, so good. Or I will even put saffron in my matcha in the morning or in my coffee. You can also like put it in like your normal teas. I'm sure if you put it in like your bone broth, because I do bone broth in the morning too, whatever mechanism you want to get it into your system, it has helped me. Now I haven't done it for a long time, and again, this isn't I'm not a scientist, so I'm not running trials on myself, but I do notice in ways that like I feel a lot more calm throughout the day, and so I would highly recommend that. Another thing, if saffron doesn't work for you, or you're allergic to saffron or whatever it be, because let me tell you, I forgot I had props over here. This little thing of saffron, do you see? Please, camera, go back to focus. Yay! Was $14 at Trader Joe's. And am I a penny pincher? No. But if this like isn't feasible for you at the moment, or it just doesn't work for you, or you just want something else, another thing that works is Nutricom. So it's called Nutricom. I don't know. I think it's by Nature's Sunshine, and you can get it from Amazon. But my mom put me onto this a few years ago. I remember I was feeling especially anxious. I mean, I had a lot going on, child. If you've seen my other videos, then you already know. But I had a lot going on a few years ago. So she like mailed me some Nutricom, and when I say game changer, game changer. So I still have a few in my cabinet. I haven't needed it in a while, which says a lot to my list. I promise you, try a few of these things out, they work. But okay, Nutricom, you can get that from Amazon. I don't know how much it costs, but it's great. So that's another option. Okay, another thing that you don't necessarily ingest, but it's still something that has to do with like putting on your physical body, is essential oils. So I have two in particular that I keep by my desk for when I feel anxious and I just need to like have something to calm down my nervous system, or just to like get me to focus, because sometimes it's not even like anxiety that's affecting my nervous system or needs regulating, it's my attention span. And so something that has really helped has been these essential oils. I got this one, if you're in Atlanta, I got this one from Phoenix and Dragon, which is like off of Roswell. It's called Breathe Me, and this one is for focus and brain boost. And it's 100% essential oil, and you just rub it between your fingers and like smell it, and it's been so beneficial. So I keep this, it's called Breathe Me. I keep this by my desk. Really good. And then another one that I've liked, that I've literally had for years, is this roll-on essential oil by Oracacia, and this one is called Chill Pill. And I don't know if they still sell this, honestly. I haven't checked. I'm sure in some form they sell it, but I will put a link below for these items, because you know, I just like to be able to provide an easy way to like go ahead and get it. So I really recommend this, and this is another thing that I roll on to my actual skin, behind my ears, on my temples. And essential oils are very much known as a holistic remedy for all sorts of ailments, all sorts of feelings and vibes. So I'm a really big essential oil person. Another thing is, if you have a diffuser and you have some essential oils, highly recommend just using that on a daily basis. At my office, I have one by my desk that I put on, and it just helps me to just like, again, have a clear mind when I'm working. So highly recommend essential oils. This is, I think, number 5, is watching and being mindful, I would say, of what I watch and what I listen to just being mindful of the things that are causing me even more distress. So for me, I don't watch the news like that. Like, if you're someone who wakes up and watches the news, first of all, are you my 80-year-old grandma? Like, second of all, you are doing your nervous system a disservice, because first thing in the morning, you're gonna turn on the news where they're talking about crime and war and the gas prices. No. I will inform myself in little ways throughout the day, but I'm not starting off my day like that. I start off my day, first of all, with peace and silence, but throughout the day, because I tend to, again, have anxiety, I watch happy-go-lucky things. I listen to happy-go-lucky things. For me, what has really like been a go-to is rom-coms, comedy things, and just like and things about inner work, especially like on YouTube and like podcasts and stuff, because it's a very known fact that what you absorb is going to shape your life. And so if you are taking in, and I know I have friends who will watch First 48 as like a bedtime story. I can't do it. Like, I'm just not built that way. So I have my programs that I know will ground me. So have your list of things that helps you. If you're not a TV person, then being aware of what you're listening to, what music are you listening to. So I have a Bad Beat playlist full of like Megan Thee Stallion and Ariana Grande and Mona Leo and Lil Kim, and things that like are like very motivating and like peaceful to my brain. And then I also have a Rose Quartz playlist, and that is full of like love music. And I have playlists for like other things too, but I just try not to delve into it too much, because your brain listens to and pays attention, your subconscious, to everything you're consciously doing. So if you're consciously like just taking in and absorbing all this negative stuff, like even dystopian shows I have to be careful of for me, like Handmaid's Tale, Paradise. We're already living in a world where these things could happen. Why do I want to watch it? I don't. I kind of do want to watch Paradise. I do want to, but overall, I might watch one episode, turn it off, watch something else, child, because that's just not something I need to be absorbing on a normal basis. It's not normal. It's not normal. Okay, and number 6, and this one is important too, is watching the way you talk to yourself, the way you think to yourself, and finding ways to transmute those thoughts. Like, this seems like a more of a macro habit, because it can take some time to like readjust and to adjust the way you talk to yourself, but you can do this in little ways too, because I'm sure just in this day you've had a couple of negative thoughts. But if you take that negative thought, and even if it has gone to the other side, you've spoken it or you've thought it, rewire. So it's like, what I can compare it to is like you're driving and you actually take a wrong turn, and the GPS just like leads you back to the way that you're supposed to go. Think of transmuting your thoughts the same way. You took a veer to the wrong side, and use your brain as a GPS to guide you to the right way. So that's a little way that I can explain this. Like, let's say that, I don't know, for me, like you are working on something and it doesn't work out the way that you planned, and so you tell yourself like, I knew that wasn't meant for me. Redirect that thought. No, that specific thing maybe wasn't meant for me, but because I know that this is what I want, this is a goal of mine, I know that something is gonna work out for me. It just wasn't this. So what's next? We can talk more about transmuting thoughts in another episode, but I think I talk about this a lot in my episodes, so hopefully you get the gist of it. But I can definitely break it down a little bit more, because it is something that I've had to work on over the past few years, that I feel like I finally, like, I don't want to say mastered, because that's like a strange word, but that I've like, that's clicked for me. So I would love to find ways to help it click for you too. Okay, this is something that regulates your nervous system, and is also something that's more mindful and shows you have time in the day, is reading. I was always such an avid reader growing up that when I got to adulthood, I don't know what happened. So this year especially, like every year I read a few books, but this year especially, I've been taking more time to read, watch TV less, and pick up a book. And so reading, especially in the morning, before you have to like get through the day, shows you that you have time, because you're taking a few moments to do something that is enriching your spirit, enriching your life, that's teaching you about patience, and that again, you have time. So sometimes I'll even throughout the day or in the middle of the day take like 30 minutes to read a few pages, because I just want to find ways to show my brain, and that's really the goal, finding ways to show your brain that you're not in a rush. Because the more you tell your brain consciously, I'm not in a rush, your subconscious feels more at ease and more at peace. I'll show you a book that I'm reading, because this is taken a lot, is the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm on number 3. I just picked up number 3, and these books are 700 pages long. So this takes a lot of patience, but getting through these books, I feel so accomplished. I feel like, wow, I just read a dictionary, because I basically did. It's something that just really motivates me to read another book and pick up another book. So highly recommend getting back into reading. And I'm not saying you got to read 30 pages a day. Read 5 pages, read 10 pages. Just do something that just stops you from feeling like you need to rush through life. Okay, and I guess this is like number 8 or something, is playing with my cat. So sometimes throughout the day, he's such a reminder that I have time, because he needs stimulation. Like, I can't just always walk in the house and not play with him or give him attention. And so by me taking a moment to play with him, whether that's with his laser or just sitting down and petting him, it teaches me, okay, we have time. We have time. I have 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of the day to play with him. Like, that's nothing. So just incorporate something that is peaceful to you, that keeps you grounded, and again, reminds you that you have time. As usual, if you enjoyed this episode, I would love a like. If you're on YouTube, I hope this episode was helpful for you, and I will catch you guys next week. Bye.